Hey folks, welcome back to Ghosts of Tsushima, or should I say welcome to Ghosts of Tsushima Special DLC Island, whatever? On the Serious JG. Last time, we got New Game Plus now. Last time we finished the main story. I think the very last video technically was just the last bit of credits and then a tiny bit of wandering around and thinking out loud in the post-game world. And one of the things I noticed about the post game world is that you could leave yourself quite a bit to do in the post game world. Like, if I if I were to let's play Grand Theft Auto 5, I think I would do all the content as I went and wrap up with the last video of story. But if I was just playing GTA 5 just to play it, I would leave all side missions undone until the end, win the main story, get a bunch of money, and then have all that money when I was doing the side stories. This is a game where if you don't do all the side stories, you've got things that you can do, because the side stories were mostly, there was a few that were character specific for Yuna and Lady Masako and etc. But the ones that weren't character specific were all kind of written in a way that they could happen before or after you defeat Khotun Khan, because the story does tell us, well, there's still Mongols on the island and they're in kind of desperate straits now, but the overall invasion has been dissuaded. In that sense, it's a pretty unsatisfying ending. Like, in order to make there an open world where you can still have Mongols to fight, you don't really get rid of the Mongols. But Jin's personal story is sufficiently interesting that I'm still on board with how the game ends. Thank you to, well, I won't mention the name, but somebody let me know. Yeah, the reason I forgot about the whole thing, like, because I completely forgot, like, even the you kill the leader of the Straw Hat Bandits at the end of Chapter 2. There was like one cinematic that showed he kind of regretted siding with Khotun Khan, and then we don't see that much more of him until it's time to fight him. And I was like, even when I went back and watched that cinematic on YouTube, I was like, I had no memory of this playing this, and this was not, it was like, this is not during my college drinking years. This is this year. And somebody pointed out I was recording that almost like I was recording that and posting it days before I went in for my surgery. So I do now feel a little bit of, okay, that's why I forgot about it. I had other things on my mind. Because, yeah, it's like a big chunk of the middle of the game. Like, the story has just slipped away from me. But I remember the first third, finding a way to rescue her uncle. And I remember kind of the events of, I have a fairly clear memory of how the story went after we sort of break paths from our uncle and use tactics he doesn't approve of. And I do approve of the way the story all wrapped up. So what am I talking about? Why aren't we still going? Because we're about to go into the DLC, and I don't know if the DLC, like, I don't know anything about the DLC other than it's set on the other island, the real historical invasion of Japan by the China. It was, I don't remember what dynasty it was, but it was one of the dynastic, one of the Chinese dynasties that was basically the where the Mongols had kind of been Sinified a little bit, I suppose. Like, culturally, they had taken over China, but they had started to adopt Chinese cultural customs, and in a sense, the dynasty that ruled China was like the Mongol Empire. And it was that time when they invaded, which kind of makes it a bit confusing. Was it the Mongols? Was it the Chinese? It was pretty much both. But they invaded. They landed on two islands, and they never made it to the four main islands because of the famous tsunami. That was, would it be typhoon or tsunami? Either way, it was the one that was called. It gave its name to the 20th century kamikaze, divine wind. So this, I know this DLC takes place on the other island that but I have no idea whether this is a set after the events of the main game or what's going on. So let's find out. Killer observed Mongol leaders to learn powerful new stances to use in combat, or whatever. I'll say I did off screening. This was a game I played around with a little bit, going around collecting strikes and doing stuff like clearing out camps that didn't have any story events off screen. And because of all the content I did, I reached the point where I'd kind of maxed out the power of the character with a lot of story left to go. But I do enjoy a game where you get a sense of your character getting stronger, which this game had. New game plus unlocked. Okay, so why don't I hear anything? Did I... What is going on? I'm sorry. I thought I... Oh, did I... I may have accidentally muted the... That's all what it is. That's all it is. Okay, that's not a problem. That won't affect the recording. Yep, I accidentally muted the recorder, the sound to me out of the recorder software before going full screen. So we can replay any of these story missions. Again, I think that's pretty cool. Well, no, can we replay them or? Oh, you know, I was wondering what that was. There was like one undiscovered location in all of this. Well, there was two. There was three. There was four. No, I already said I was going to do the DLC. We'll go do the DLC. Maybe I will decide later I want to go find these four things, but I'm pretty sure we can do without them. I did reach a point. Yeah, one of the reasons I thought we were done exploring all this stuff. You know what? I'm gonna look at one. I'm going to go find one, because one of the reasons I thought maybe we had more or less full cleared is because I'd used like the guiding wind thing for fox shrines and like all sorts of stuff. Somebody also reminded me how Nobu died, but I've same person, but I'm not actually. I'm still not remembering. Like they reminded me how Nobu died, and I read about it, and I've already forgotten since. I think there was a whole lot of plot. You know, it was around the same time. It had to do with escaping from the Mongols captured us at one point, as well as Yuna's brother. Yuna's brother gets killed. It was a whole story thing to give Yuna more things to be sad about, us more reasons to hate Khotun Khan, and that was like one of the last story things that happened before we ended up fighting Straw Hat Ronin guy. But yeah, I don't know how many things are left to find. Oh, it's okay, hot springs. And there's probably haiku places to do and stuff like. Yeah, I got you. It's hot springs. But like what I was trying to think, what things have I not found that there would be to be found? Because the guiding wind helps you find fox shrines. It helps you find different things. Let's think about his mother, because we've been spending a lot of time thinking about manly warrior stuff recently. I love getting naked and thinking about my mom.
Even then, she'd never get her hair wet.
Huh. Well, anyway, our maximum health is increased. I guess I could have a whole video of dicking around before I get into the DLC proper. I think that's kind of what happened with Fallout New Vegas. But I was just wondering, well, what kind of things are there that I haven't found yet? And the answer is, oh yeah, hot springs. And then haiku. Yeah, there's probably like haiku places. And maybe pillar. Well, hold on. We can have Wind of Resolve is for. These are the Tsushima artifacts. Records, singing crickets, undiscovered flowers. Oh, I don't have these yet, but I could have the one for hot springs, Shinto shrines. I might have missed some Shinto shrines, and what I couldn't remember was what are the ones that just give you like decorations for your swords, which I do not care about one bit, and those are the Winds of Vanity. Bring you to. Well, it's still not telling what they're called. There's a name for those. Pillar of Honor, I think it was. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, there are a few things left to find, and I could get them, and now I kind of feel like I want to, but I kind of promised we would get to DLC, which is probably going to be more interesting, and I don't know that Oh. If I use the horse, I can make it fast. We can get these and then get to the DLC. I can keep my promise and still indulge my ridiculous. I hate to be at like 99.1% full Castlevania map completion and not be able to reach 100. So let's oh, this one's going to be a pain in the ass. That's probably a shrine, actually. Well, the other thing is that unless I'm willing to look real close, there could be stuff we missed here, too. We certainly missed singing crickets and crap like that. I don't care about that. I feel like I did a very thorough exploration of the first two islands, but I still might have missed stuff. The third island, I know I didn't explore anywhere near as close, because I was just kind of reached the point. You see, like, there is something on this part, because I think... No, this is kind of the borderline. Never mind. This would be part of the final island, as it were, or final section. Well, anyway. There's no quick and easy way to get to this, is there? All right, we'll grab this, then we'll fast travel here and grab this, then we'll fast travel here and grab this, and the more time I spend talking about it, the less likely I am to fulfill my promise to actually get to the DLC in this video. This is... Okay, that was me getting ready to like have my horse sacrifice itself. We do need to... Hopefully I don't get attacked by a lot of Mongols. I really don't care about fighting Mongols at all. Once we start the DLC, there are a couple of skills left that like ghost skills that never did unlock. And the reason why, there was something I could have picked up there, but whatever. The reason they never unlocked is because they were, in fact, DLC skills. Which I read up on that because I was getting a little tired of wondering when are these ever going to unlock. Legend Storyteller? Is that really all that was? Okay, well, okay. Not that interested in the Legend Storyteller. Although I guess it's a little weird to like... I should see... Is he up the mountain somewhere? Yeah, it's like a... Just kind of hanging out in the camp here.
He wished to add the ghost to his army. He found himself at the edge of their blades.
Okay. But yeah, they just generically take you to the weird multiplayer content. They can tell, so it sounds like the beginning of some interesting stories, but I guess I need to check. I guess maybe the very final video, I'll just poke my head into that and see what it is. But it's meant for multiplayer, and I don't have anyone to play with. I'm not trying to solicit anybody who might still be watching this series to play it with me. The extremely limited time I have to play stuff with Bobo, I'm not going to go out and have him buy Ghost of Tsushima so I can try to squeeze anything more out of the game. And I'm not really interested in playing with strangers, but it's like hopping on and seeing what, just trying to get a feel for what it is. That may be the very last thing I do before calling this a very long series. I don't feel like I didn't spend enough time with this game. That's for sure. I got it around the same time I got Yuan Sword 7. I think this is demonstrably a better game than Yuan Sword 7, but I think in retrospect, Yuan Sword 7 was interesting. Just because it's not a it's a game about China, but it's actually a Chinese game. I think it's from Taiwan, not Singapore, I think. I get a little confused about the different countries that are populated by ethnically Chinese people primarily. So this was more useful than a legend storyteller, but let's reflect on our mom some more. Still like to get naked and wet and think about mom, but I don't think we'll get the option this time. We will get another look at his sweet, sweet can. Let's reflect on Ryuzo's death. I wonder if he remembers it better than I do.
You could have been here right now, Ryuzo.
Naked in the tub with me.
Bragging about how many Mongol heads you collected. Telling your awful jokes. You gave me no choice.
I had no choice to do whatever I did, which I kind of don't remember that good. All right, well, honestly, I mean, if it was just 4 things in this whole world map, and that may not be true. There may be some stuff down here where if I really looked in close with like the full-on zoom, I'd see it. But I feel like you've got just about everything. So let's head down. Now, this one I'm thinking probably does turn out to be a like an actual shrine. I guess it could just be a really isolated haiku spot or something, but shrine would make sense for this one because like it's down there with like it looks like there's a lot of like it's right at the shore, so there could be like jumping from rock to rock on a cliff outcropping, and if you miss a jump you fall to your death, which is the way that the shrines usually are structured, something along those lines, you know. Alright, well we got... Oh, I hope you're not dead, buddy. Oh, good, you're not dead. I saw that there's bears fighting Mongols, but I'm willing to let them... You guys just do your thing. I don't need to interfere. Yeah, it's a shrine, alright. We are not all that close to its entrance. I probably should have stayed on the horse. Frostcliff Shrine. Okay. If I make really quick work of this, I can... I don't... So if I kill it right at his shoulder, does he notice me? Because the main reason to kill those is so that they don't notice you. I like the idea of just killing their bird and then moving on. Just wanted to murder your bird from the shadows. I'll get moving now. Yeah, they're all up there. I'm really not interested. Alright. Go on about your business. Just say, mystery man murdering your bird from the shadows is all. If I can make fairly quick work of this, I can fulfill my promise, and if we make a full meal of this, then I guess I lied. But we'll just nicely wrap these last few things I wanted to do up in the main world. Way! I'll wrap them up right around the time that we're ready to go to a new video, so that the new video will have a nice start right at the beginning of the DLC. Oh, okay. Oop. Okay, I didn't realize there wasn't... I didn't think I was jumping off a cliff there. I thought I was just kind of... Whatever. It's fine. Let's... Hop. Okay. I mean, these look kind of cool. I appreciate the visuals of it, but like from a gameplay perspective, They could have made the... I guess if they made it like the penalty for failure, like you really had to go back a long ways to restart, like they would have been an NES game, these could be stressful and kind of intense. As it is, they look neat, but from a gameplay perspective, they're not really that challenging. You may occasionally just get completely turned around about where you're supposed to go. It's one of these things where what your character's doing looks cool, but you don't have to really... It's like running and jumping on castle walls and ninjaing around in an Assassin's Creed game. It looks neat, but there's nothing impressive about... Oh, you've really got to put in like carefully selected commands, and it's really difficult to do properly. It's like, no, you just kind of... You know, you're doing some very simple button presses, and they just make you look like a badass. Alright, well, I guess this is what we're doing. And again, they're spaced out, so they're exactly far apart enough that you can make the jumps. Could have slowed up to be more cautious there, but I was like, eh. Let's go. As ever, they give you little pickups to help you figure out where it is you're supposed to go, which I guess is appreciated. Otherwise, you're just spending a lot of time wandering around kind of lost, which is not in and of itself interesting. This it? Well, that's the burning section of bridge. If this isn't it, this is some kind of intermediate point. It's an intermediate point. Okay. Alright, then. I didn't already do this, did I? Whoa, that got weird. I'm not going around in circles, am I? Yeah, that looked super dangerous, didn't it? I'm glad we found this. Like, you know, okay, would we have been okay without finding those two hot springs? Yes, we would have. Missing one of these, and finding out later I missed one, I would have obviously gotten over it. But it would have felt a little like, oh man, I did all the shrines except one. Honor the charge they made. Honor the Light Brigade. Noble. 300. It's a 600. 300's Thermopylae. How many people were in the charge of Light Brigade poem? The world may never know. I mean, you can always look it up. Yeah, don't bother to tell me. I'll look it up if I think of it. Yeah, if I don't, it's fine. Charm of the Kami of the Sky. That's something with the spirit of the sky. Deal moderate bonus damage while at full health. Well, there's also one that says deal bonus damage at... There's full health, there's 50% health or less. Eh. I think the main thing is... we can fast travel to the drowned man's shore. So now we're at 24 minutes into what would normally be a 30-minute video. I've had some long ones recently. I said I was going to get to the DLC, but... I think the path of wisdom is for me to be a big fat liar and not start the DLC. We'll start the DLC next time. Next time... Well, I'll tell you what. Let's look at the map. Is there one last check? Are there any question mark undiscovered locations here? Are there any mysteries out there to be solved? Mysterious, unknown legends, storytellers? There's a surprisingly little amount going on this top island when you get right down to it. Doesn't look like there is. Looks like we're kind of free and clear to be done here. Yeah, I'll be mildly disappointed, and I'll be very, very, very mildly disappointed and a little bit less mildly surprised if anything showed up down here that was a question mark, because I was pretty thoroughly exploring it when we were at this point in the game, because I was still really engaged with trying to, like, you know, oh, let me max out our skills and get as powerful as possible for all these challenging story missions left to go. So, yeah, we'll call it a video here. When we come back next time, we will dive well and truly into the DLC. I have no idea how long this DLC is. It was free to me when it came out. I don't think I bought this DLC. I think it was like I bought it and the DLC had released after the first, you know, whatever. I don't remember having bought it. I think it was just DLC that came out after the main game shipped. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be short or crappy. Like, I'm expecting it to be pretty good. These guys seem to. I know there's people who are not into this game. You know, the game engine's not the most exciting action game engine ever. Some people think. I've definitely heard of people who think this game takes itself too seriously. But it's pretty obvious that people who made it have a lot of pride. So, low FPS detected. CFAC for assistance. Okay, maybe I should stop this video now because I'm getting FPS warnings. But when we do come back, we're going to go into the DLC, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being done, to be perfectly honest. This game has given me plenty of entertainment, and I'm ready for it to be over. But I'm going to give the DLC a chance to be cool and interesting, and we'll see starting next time whether it delivers. Bye for now.